cropping plan is a farmer's business plan. The farmer is the only business that I know of that starts a new business every single year. A brand new crop, a brand new start, a new year, but no business plan. So how would you feel if Lucas was a person who's going to start a new business? And he walks into Mark's bank, Mark's the banker. They know each other. He said, hey, I'm going to start a new business, Mark. Oh, that's great, Mark says. You're going to need some money? Yeah, I'm going to need some money. Oh, that's no problem. Let me see your business plan. Well, I'm not going to do one for about 8 or 9 months until after I start my business. What's Mark going to say? Bye. Are you kidding me? How can you start a business without a business plan? This is what farmers do all the time. Start the new year, which starts at the planter goes in the ground. New year starts for next year. And he goes all the way around until about 2 or 3 months before he decides to plant, he decides to put his plan in place. You can't grow a business, stay in business that way. You're always behind the game. Doesn't give you any time to place product, any of that kind of stuff like that. And I told you that I can help a farmer make 30 to 60 bucks an acre if he just does his cropping plan before harvest. And I want to show you that outer circle value here in a little while. What that means, what that value means, where it comes from. Where do you get that 30 to 60 bucks? I'll show you. It's real money in his pocket. The first thing I had to do was figure out the status quo. I was tired of what was happening. I was so tired of what I was doing. I had more test plots and ran more miles in my weigh wagon, what I thought was a badge of courage, and more miles in my pickup than anybody, more than 3 guys had. I mean, I was violating everything there was. I was getting sales increases, lots of them. But they were such small rates, and you know, I always had a nice sales increase, but it was a small rates. I was killing myself. My family was never seeing me. It was just a horrible mess. So I decided this is not working. What is a better way to do this? By the way, I had about 110 dealers that reported to me. I signed up and reported to me, but I was my biggest dealer in my territory, always was. I had to sell more than my biggest dealer always sold because I had enough territory to do that in. But I trained my dealers first. I decided I was tired of what I was doing, convinced myself I needed to change. That was number one. Then I trained my dealers. Then we went out and I executed with my guys to show my dealers they could do it. And the first thing I did was just ask the question. We need to start your crop plan out earlier next year, don't we, JJ? Well, I don't know, do we? Yes, we do. We've got too many decisions to make, and you know what I need? I need to have some help. I'm not with my family. I don't have family home time anymore. And you know when you go personal level sometimes with your certain growers like that, they say, I'll help you out. So I started with the guys that wanted to help me out. They loved me. They wanted to help me out, and I got the herd moving slowly. It takes time. Like I said, you don't need a few guys to start the process. And when they feel how good it is, to have that worry off their back, and they got the planning done, and things are in place, everything worked. You asked exactly the right question. How do you start? Where do you start? You start one grower at a time, but you start with the guys who like you the most forgiving guys, who they want to help you out. You ask anybody that you work with if they can help you out, and they'll say, yeah, I'll help you out. Once he starts that planning process, guess what happens? He gets involved in it. He's not sitting there trying to make decisions on product, or he's not trying to make decisions on any of that stuff. We do a cropping plan, field by field plan. You'll see this later on. And the cropping plan is like your doctor's plan with you. How many of you walk in your doctor's office and say, hey, I'd like to have a copy of my chart. I want to make some changes. You ever do that? No. You want to know what to change. This cropping plan is the same way. A cropping plan is your plan for his farm. He doesn't decide what to put on his farm. You do. Now, do you just boss him around? No, you're going to do this together. Look at his fields, talk about his operation, what his goals are, and you're going to make this plan. But he's not going to say, well, that didn't do any good last year. I'm not going to take that. No. It's an overall plan. And when you have the cropping plan, he will also not make any changes to that plan once it's in place. And you want to make a good substitution this year, seed shortage year? You saw it on my YouTube video. If you watched my YouTube, you saw this. We hit this in January right away. We said, if you're having a problem and you got to substitute some product this year, don't walk out there and say, well, James, I know you had this on order, but we can't get it. It's short. It's with South America. Not going to be back in time. I'll give you this one instead. And both you and your customer thinks you got screwed. That's what allocations are. Well, somebody's getting screwed today. No, you don't do that with the cropping plan. Cropping plan is the plans in place. Had it in plan all summer. Now it's fall. Now we get the seed back. Don't have the variety. I go to James, my customer, and say, James, I changed the cropping plan and decided to put hybrid A in instead of hybrid B. It's going to be a better fit for your operation. He said, okay. It's like your doctor saying, I took you off penicillin, put you on amoxicillin. You say, okay. You're the doctor. And once you got the 3-year plan in place like he's talking about, he's not going to change anything. He's going to follow your lead. Now what you're worried about is this. What if it doesn't happen? I can tell you what. If he decides to follow your track and you visit planters and ride combines and follow this thing through, it happens. What's the alternative? Him standing back like he used to and let the Mother Nature take control? That's all he does. Well, I hope we have a good year. Hell, we got rain last night. We didn't get any rain. It's too dry out here. Not going to have a crop this year. Yeah, every guy who follows this plan is in the same environment he is, and he's producing 20% more than that guy because he's following your plan.